Bible was written to the people, specific people for that time. That's the only way the whole book makes sense, because there's so much stuff in this book that we can't even do. Like, you know, so it just makes sense. Like, and then Jesus will give you this nugget. Jesus said his coming shall be like the Son of Man. It should be like the days of Noah. So everything that Noah prophesied about the end and the coming, the end, the destruction of the world, it happened in Noah's generation. And so if his coming is going to be like the days of Noah, that means that Jesus had to fulfill everything that he said in the time he was living. It's no do-over. There's no second coming. There's no half doing it.
What grounds do you make that statement on?
Because he told
why is there the need that Jesus, the Messiah, cannot come twice? Why does he what requires him to do everything that he's supposed to do in one trip?
Did he fulfill everything during the first time he came? Was everything fulfilled?
No.
He didn't fulfill everything.
He didn't fulfill everything. But he fulfilled everything that he was supposed to do in his first.
But Jesus said everything was fulfilled, right?
Jesus said everything was fulfilled?
Yeah. Didn't he say that?
What verse? I don't think so. Matthew 5:17, Jesus says that,
he said, I didn't come to abolish the law. He said, I came to fulfill it.
Yeah, and he said that nothing in the law would go away until everything had been fulfilled.
He said it was finished on the cross. It is finished.
Yep. And that was his earthly incarnate life.
If you finish something, do you have to come back and do something else?
That was his earthly life. It was finished.
Jesus said it was finished, period. You saying this is earthly meaning adding all this other stuff.
All right.
He said if it was finished, why are you coming back a second time if it's already done? I'm going to find the verse where Jesus said he had to fulfill all things concerning himself. Every time he did something, he said, so the scriptures may be fulfilled.
Yep.
I'm doing this. Everything that he was doing, he was saying he had to fulfill all these scriptures written of him.
Absolutely. But there's no scripture that says Jesus says I fulfilled everything. But there are scriptures where he said I got to do this so that this must be fulfilled.
If he didn't fulfill everything, then he's a false prophet. Because everything a prophet say, it must come to pass in their life, in their generation, right? In their lifetime.
No. Everything they say must come true. It doesn't have to be in their generation or in their lifetime.
So that everything that Jesus said come true.
Not yet, but it will.
Oh, Isaiah chapter 2, verse 4. Jesus said, I came to bring division. The Messiah was supposed to bring peace, world peace.
Yeah.
It didn't happen.
Not in his first incarnate, but in his second one it will.
But it don't say, the scripture don't show me where it say in the second time when he come back, that's when he's supposed to do that. No.
It doesn't say it. Let me all right.
So you adding your own.
No. Look, think about this. The enemy, right? The enemy knows that God's got a plan to destroy him, right? So I guarantee you that Satan knows more scripture than me, you, and pretty much every theologian you can name put together. He knows scripture.
Hold on, let me read this right quick. He said, but what Jesus said did not come true about his return that's my point, during the disciples' lifetime. And I'm going to hit you with this Revelations, the last book in the scripture. John was writing to the 7 churches in Asia Minor, literal churches. When did he say everything that he was writing was supposed to happen? 2,000 years later? No. He said, I'm writing Revelations chapter 1. I'm writing to you about the things that must shortly come to pass. When? Shortly. 2,000 years later? Nah. All these things John is writing, Jesus say, behold, I come quickly. He told these people in Revelations, my reward is with me, hold fast. He wasn't talking to nobody today. None of these churches that think Revelation is talking about them, these was written to people in that time.
Now
And he said, I'm coming quickly.
Let me ask you a question. Is a mile, is that long? Is that a long distance?
I'm gonna hit you with this Hebrews 10:37.
What about my question, man? See, we talked about this. You give a lot of scripture, and then I don't even get a chance to respond.
The scripture I'm gonna give you gonna answer the question you just asked. So Paul
I didn't even finish answering the question, bro.
No, the scripture gonna answer your question.
Okay, let's see.
What is it? Hebrews 10:37. He said that the Lord's coming shall not delay.
Okay.
He shall not tarry. So everything you saying about like this postponing and this 2,000 years later, 1,000 years, no. And then they say the day is like 1,000 years. People like to use that one. It's already been over 1,000 years already.
Well, let me go back to my question. Is a mile a long distance?
Is a mile a long distance?
Yeah.
A mile is not. Nah, I mean,
it's a short.
A mile. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Right. All right, but is a mile a long distance if I told you gotta crawl on your belly a mile?
Oh yeah.
All right, so we talking about perspective, and for God, when He says I'm coming quickly, 2,000 years. I mean, before I even think about blinking, and that's
saying that God lying because He telling literal people, bro, they going through tribulation right now. They getting killed.
Yep.
And you talking about, you think that these people talking about think that God was talking about 2,000 years later when they getting killed and persecuted right now?
No, they thought He was coming back in their life.
Okay, so if Jesus telling them quickly, that means the Greek word is mello. That means on the verge of. That means it's about to happen. It's about to. That's what the Greek word means, mello.
Yep, and
so
it is about to happen now.
That's 2,000 years ago, man. I mean, that's now, bro. So,
but that's again, time scale, man. God's been around for eternity, and Jesus ends Revelation by saying 3 times, "I come quickly. Surely I come quickly. I come quickly."
So quick don't mean quick. That's what you're saying. Jesus got a different definition of quick.
Yeah, basically.
But he told the disciples, he said, "In a little while you will see me. In a little while."
Mm-hmm. And that was that was before he was crucified, right?
I believe so.
The reference you're making,
yeah.
I wanted to make sure, not before, after his resurrection. And yeah, he was telling them, "Look, I'm going to be crucified, but in a little while I'll be back." And he did come back, and they saw him in a little while.
That's what you take that to mean, bro. I can go with that.
Okay.
Do you believe, another question, do you believe that everybody is saved right now?
Do I believe that everybody's saved?
I'm saying, when people say they saved, like you believe that you're saved, right?
Right.
How do you believe if Jesus said that you have to endure to the end to be saved? Nobody's saved right now.
Well, that's Paul, one of Paul's now but not yet type of things.
We talking about what Jesus said. Jesus said you have to endure to the end to be saved. So if nobody has made it to the end of their faith, like the Bible say, you have to make it to the end of your faith is the salvation of your soul. So you have to make it to the end, right, to be saved.
Yeah, yeah. And see, I'm saved, but that saving doesn't, the saving doesn't come until the judgment. Then that's when I'm officially. Well, no, not really. I'm saved, but I haven't been saved yet. Because, well, for the judgment, I'm saved from the lake of fire. I'm saved from. I've been saved from the addictions of drugs and alcohol and many other things.
A lot of
I've been saved.
atheists too. A lot of atheists can bear the fruits of the spirit. They didn't change their life. Muslims, they didn't change their life. Hindus, different religions. That don't mean that your God is true.
Well, and I would say that a lot of atheists and other people can produce things that look like the fruit of the spirit, but they're not truly the fruit of the spirit if they're not originating from the vine, which is Christ.
Yeah, I mean,
so they may
add that in there, but he said the fruits of the spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, gentleness, and self-control. Which you don't have to be a Christian to. My cousin say salvation is a process.
Yep. Sanctification.
But you say your process, if you already saved and your process already complete. Because saved is something that's past tense. It's already done. You already saved.
Yeah, because Scripture says, Christ says, Scripture says that he that began a good work in you will continue it to the end. So
to Philippians.
Yep. So we know that when we give our lives to Christ truthfully and follow Him and be obedient to Him, that He will continue to work in our lives through the process of sanctification until we pass away, and then when we're raised up for judgment and the judgment seat of Christ, and we'll be saved from eternity separated from God. But so that's when it actually happens in temporally in time then. But in actuality, whenever I committed my life to Christ, that's whenever I was essentially saved, but I won't get saved until the judgment time. And I know that's kind of a difficult concept even for somebody that's a believer to wrap their minds around. It's hard for me to wrap my mind around.
Yeah, because if I stop believing in the Bible and I'm not a Christian no more, then that scripture can't be true, because God didn't finish the work that He started in me.
Well, you ain't dead yet, brother.
Yeah, but so I'm gonna go to